now listening to the Black Abstract.
You will never see anything like this ever again. So Mayor of Kingstown Season 4, Episodes 1 and 2, I will be reviewing. How you doing? I go by the name of the Black Abstract. I'm an artist, entrepreneur, strategist, reviewer, podcaster, whatever you want to call me. Handsome guy, sex symbol, fashion icon, everything you can think of. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the notifications, turn this on. I am a Taylor Sheridan fan through and through. Mayor of Kingstown is my favorite show on television. I watch Mayor of Kingstown, like FBI, like SWAT, like all those type of thriller dramas. I'm a huge fan of that. That's like, I like action, don't get me wrong, but I'm a huge thriller guy. I'm more of the consciousness or the reasoning behind why they do it, or some mystery, who's done it. You got to try to guess, use your brain. That's just the type of person I am. But this show, super surprising to me every season, because it's like every season you're like, yo, how can they get better? How can they get better? And they just continuously continue to do it and get better. You're like, yo, how are you doing this? Like it, and it's just a testament to Taylor Sheridan and the creative team over at Paramount that they keep pulling this off. And shout out to Jeremy Renner, because as we know, he did have that tragic accident. We didn't even know if he was going to come back last season. So when he did, I was like, oh shit. And it looked like he didn't lose a beat. But yo, Mike McCluskey is the fucking man. We love him. I hope this show goes on for at least 10 seasons. And you know, they keep the ball rolling. So episode 1, we see there is a new power structure coming in town, and we see a guy by the name of Frank Moses, whose name is Lenny James, who's played by Lenny James, who was Morgan on The Walking Dead. If you need to know who that is, a lot of you probably, I don't know if you guys are like me. It took me the second episode to realize, because his accent seeped through during one of the conversations, and I looked at it. I said, oh that's Morgan. I was like, yo, I had no idea that was Morgan from The Walking Dead, dude. The way he transformed himself, he really looks like somebody different. I said, oh my, I had no idea until the second episode. He happened to be talking to Mike, and it seeped through that accent, that Walking Dead British accent he got. And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be good. That guy is a phenomenal actor, dude. And to see what he's capable of, having them guys on the railroad tracks, that's crazy. You got to be a loopy. You got to be loopy. I had to turn my head away. I was just like, and I done seen some shit in my life, but I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So as we know also, after the events of season 3, there was this, you know, when Bunny and them got sent to jail, it was just all kinds of retribution to be paid. Bunny was on a warpath. He felt disrespected. A lot of the head guys felt disrespected. It was a power struggle. Everybody thought it was a free fall. Mike made this the fucking, he put his foot down and he rolled with his friend, who was Bunny, and he said, listen, this is what the fuck is happening, and I'm riding with Bunny. That's his best friend. But Robert, as we know, got shot, and he was on a warpath too. So he already got PTSD. He's already a racist motherfucker. I don't like him. And he was on a roll. He was just on a rampage to try to take out Bunny and whoever he could. So as we know, everything comes to a head on this bridge, and there's a family in the car. There's a black man with his 2 daughters, and he's about to shoot. Robert's about to shoot this guy, and he's like, yo, I'm unarmed. I got my daughters. And Ian sees this, and he decides to shoot Robert. And now we know what happened from that. Robert got 2 years because the DA decides, because he won't flip on Robert, she wants to prosecute and make him an example. So, I'm sorry, not Ian, Kyle. Kyle shot Robert. I don't know why. Ian's my favorite character. I don't know why I keep saying Ian. But Kyle shot Robert on the bridge. So she decided to make Kyle an example and throw him off, or throw him under the bus, because he won't testify against Robert. Also, she's coming after Ian because Ian won't testify against Robert. And she knows that Ian was the reason that Charlie killed a guy that was going to testify against Robert. Not intentionally. He just tried to get him to persuade him. But I think he kind of knew what would happen. That's why he brought Charlie over there. So it's getting crazy. We also find out there's a new warden who is played by Eddie Falco. Her name is Nina Hobbs. And she is running this a different way. She's like, listen, Mike, you got no jurisdiction here. I'm running this shit my way. You got no sway. He tries to have a sit down with her and tells her, listen, take care of my brother. She's like, listen, your brother going to be safe. sure enough, Kyle gets in there after this emotional moment he has with his wife, who is played by the most beautiful and talented and gracious Nishi Moshi Tracy. She fine too, by the way. I ain't gonna hide you. She cold. She she cold as hell. She actually so when he gets transferred, he fucking he gets beat up. Like he gets beat the fuck with a sock or something. And this, I don't know if this inmate has anything to do with Callahan, but they haven't told us that yet. They said it was just some guy that's trying to earn a rep for him, and obviously, you know, Mike finds out Ian or Kyle can't go to the infirmary because something's gonna happen to him in the infirmary, so he got to kind of thug it out. But he's bad in a bad way. You know, Tracy comes to see him, and she's like, "Oh my God." And he's like, yo, I gotta just do this. Like, yo, you with me? You with me? And she's like, yo, you gotta go to the infirmary. You could be interned and bleeding. Now, I remember she used to work at the jail hospital, if I'm not mistaken. Or did she work at no, yeah, she worked at the jail hospital. She worked at the female part, though. And, but he refuses. Come to find out, his cell is literally directly next to Callahan's. And Mike or nobody doesn't know this because they moved Carney out of there and they have a new a rookie who is green, and she froze up when the inmate stabbed herself in the neck. She didn't know what to do. Kyle was like, yo, call back up. And so Mike's trying to get her in his pocket, and it's just a big ass mess. And I don't know if Kyle knows that's Callahan. I don't think he does. He doesn't know his voice, and obviously can't see his face. But Callahan is trying to get in his good graces, but he has something planned. His way to get back at Mike is to do something to his brother. So he's giving him little gifts, and I think he's trying to get him like addicted, and he's just trying his best. But Kyle's smart. He's not that green. He knows what's going on, and I think he's just playing it for what it is right now. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. He is a little green to jail, but Kyle, I like Kyle, man. Kyle a soldier, and I just hope he make it out of this because Mike can't stand to lose nobody else, man. He already lost his brother Mick, and this would be tragic for him. We also see Bunny meets with Frank Moses, and they're doing business together. Frank is in charge of, I believe, an import business where Bunny could get his drugs in quicker and then less undetected. And in return, Frank wants a piece of the pie. And it's just a win-win situation for both of them. Mike doesn't trust him. His assistant don't even fucking like that nigga. She said, that motherfucker's dangerous. She said, you don't pay me enough to deal with Detroit. Like, that motherfucker's a killer. Like, we got some killers. And Mike like, who ain't a killer around here? And he was like, yo, I give you a raise. That's how much she was like, yo. So he meets with Mike. And he's like, yo, what do you need from me? Frank understands that Mike is the reason that Bunny is able to navigate how he navigates. He understands that the reason Bunny is where he is because of Mike. And he wants Mike in his back pocket because he wants to be able to navigate and move. We don't know the bigger plan yet. They haven't revealed to us. But my plan is that Frank plans to come here and take over everything. And I don't know. This might be the last season we see Bunny. We don't know. But I believe the situation is going to go sour and it's going to be warring fractions. Now, we also see that there's also a power structure or a power struggle where people are actually, the cartel is trying to take shots at Bunny. Everybody's trying to get this town that got so, it must be a lot of money here because everybody's trying to get this. They're taking aims at the big man. And you see Bunny, all of the ropes and things he has to go through just to go to his sister's birthday party. He got to switch cars. Go here, go here. He ride around like the fucking president. And, you know, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You know, he wears it very proudly. One of my second favorite characters is Ralphie in jail. We see him. He's played by D-Smoke, the rapper. And we see also the power struggle is actually in jail. One of the people that normally bowed out on him is actually kind of raising up on him. And he's trying to figure out who's backing him for them to have that much, you know, sway and shit. We also see that Ralphie and them retaliate against the guy that killed or beat up Mike's brother, Kyle. And Callahan gets the information back to him. And he tells him, yeah, I heard they got the such and such. So he knows that this guy is somebody because for him to get that information and tell him. We also see the death of our beloved Carney, who, I don't know, I just had a feeling something was going to happen to him at the end of the season 2. we see that the gentleman that took shots at Bunny, they actually caught one of them. They brought him in, interrogate him. They had to cut him loose because he didn't say nothing. They tried to follow him, but that's when Ian got called in by the DA, her bitch ass, and she tried to get him to fold on Robert. And she said, "Hey, we got surveillance of you driving here. We noticed you behind the wheel." Obviously, Ian's like, "Yo, he's solid as hell. That's not me. Who the fuck? That could be anybody. Everybody got to dodge. Blah blah blah." And she's like, "Yo, we know that was you." And she's trying to figure out if he's the one that killed Charlie, because Charlie was the only one that can tell that they went to this witness's house that was about to flip on Robert. And she's coming from. But she's telling them, listen, you got to out. You flip on Robert, all this could be over. And then we see her driving, and we see Ian standing over the bridge, as well as Robert. They like watching her. And I'm like, yo, if these dudes trying to take out a DA, they are fucking crazy, bro. Like, it's no way you could be that stupid. But they took it out higher tigers before, and they'll do it again, you know? So we'll see what happens. Yeah, so Kearney, we see, was supposed to meet with Mike in a new dep, and she shows up, and Mike tells her, listen, and her name is Cindy, and she shows up, and he says, listen, I need you pretty much in my back pocket. When I call you, answer, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yo, I'm green, I don't know. He was like, yo, I need to know who in the cell, blah, blah, blah. So obviously he got to be paying her, because ain't nobody working for free. But I think that when he finds out McCallahan is next to fucking Kyle, oh, he's going to lose shit. So I can't wait to that episode. When he finds out that Kearney got killed, he's going to lose it, because we still don't know why that is in play. So if somebody's trying to take out everybody that's associated with or close to Mike. And I think it might be the warden's, the warden's got like an assistant, the gentleman, I forget his name. I think because he was talking to some Mexican prisoner, and Kearney saw it and broke it up and was like, hey, and then went to the warden and snitched on him. So I think he had that set up. This guy got some kind of ties to these people, and I think he had it set up and had Kearney assassinated. So I don't know, but I'm thinking or guessing that's what it was. So if that's the case, that's an even deeper level. But Mike's going to be pissed when he finds out that what happened to him, because he was feeding his father, dude. His father was disabled. That's all he got. He's walking and going to meet Mike finally. And we don't know why he's not there. You know, we just hear like, oh, yeah, he's supposed to be here half an hour ago. He said he was on his way. And then, obviously, we know what happened when he walked out the door. But the guy walks in and is about to shoot his dad, or is about to shoot his dad, and his dad was smart. He turned his head as if like, yo, I ain't see your face. I don't know who you are. And he looked at him like, yo, he can't do nothing. He defenseless. Like, you know what I mean? Motherfucker, there ain't no point in killing him, too. So he walks off, and that's the end of Kearney. So I kind of seen that, how they were switching him out with her, like the girl. I kind of seen the writing was on the wall for Kearney. It sucks, though, man, because he was cool. But listen, this is one of them shows where anybody could go. So you can't get attached to nobody because they could be going like that. I also think Ralphie is going to get killed this season, which obviously I don't want to, because I like D Smoke. He one of my favorite characters. But I think the writing's on the wall for him as well. And I think for some reason Bunny is going to be hurt. I definitely think the Kevin, the inmate that showed up at Bunny's party, yo, Bunny was chumping that little nigga, wasn't he? He was like, yo, don't ever fucking show up to here. He's like, yo, I had to talk to you. He gonna get killed too, because he not built for this shit. And he keep telling Bunny he went out of here. Well, I keep getting notifications. He keep telling Bunny he wants out. And Bunny like, yo, listen, man, you out when I say you out. That's what the fuck it is. So we'll see what happens. But all in all, man, listen, these first 2 episodes, I'm good. I'm back on it. I'm caught up now. So every week I'll be doing a review. I wish they would just drop all these shits at one time. My next review I'm going to do is for the show on Peacock I was telling you about, The Devil in Disguise. That's a good show. You should tell that. It's a real good time for television right now, man. You got a lot of good shows out. Reasonable Doubt, Mayor of Kingstown. I believe Power Force comes out today, which I really don't care about that, I'm be honest with you. But Gen V just went off. I'm gonna do a review for that. Peacemaker season 2 was good. Like, it's another show that just came out on Peacock with the girl from what's that show that was on HBO? Succession. And Jay Ellis, that looks good. It's about a missing kid or some shit. That looks pretty good. So there's a lot of shit going on. Tyler Perry just dropped a new movie. That's pretty good. Me and my girl watched it last night. So it's a lot of good stuff on TV, man. Let me know what you guys think. I know this was a little long-winded. I'm sorry, but it was 2 episodes. I had to get everything in there. Anything I missed, post in the comments. But let me know what you think about season 4 so far, and what you think about the show overall. And make sure you like, subscribe. Peace. Bye.